Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Avinash, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Azure Network Security Groups. This Azure Network Security Groups is equivalent to EC2 security groups when compare it with AWS. Also, it's same as network ACLs. So in AWS, we have security group that worked as a firewall at EC2 instance level. We have network ACL that works as a firewall at subnet level. But here we have same component they called network security group. Um, we can have that at VM level, and the same network security group we can have at subnet level. So if you take this diagram, so this is one of the Azure region. Within that we have a subnet. So at subnet level we can have a network security group. What are the traffic you want to allow into this particular subnet? So that we can control here. So then we have another network security group NSG at VM interface level. So this VM is going to have network interface or elastic network interface, right? So that interface also will support one NSG. So whenever we are launching any Azure VM, what are the ports we are going to define? So that actually opened at VM level. Now, if you want to take SSH connectivity to this VM, so at subnet level, NSG should allow the traffic as well as VM level NSG also should allow. If in like in one of these is not allowing, then we cannot get connected to it. So we have option same like just like AWS, we have instance level as well as subnet level. Let's go and quickly create a VM and let's see how exactly it works. I'm going to create a VM now, Azure Virtual Machine, and I'm going to use custom VNet resource group, the one we have used for our previous videos also. So I'm going to call this as so dev NSG test is the name I'm giving, and I'm going to create in central availability options. I'm going with default, and I'm going to choose CentOS here, and I'm going with the SSH key to get connected to it. And if we scroll down, you see here it's asking us to open the required ports. So if we select 22 and if you are selecting 80 and all, so these ports are going to open on our network security group create for this virtual machine. When you navigate to networking, it will allow us to choose in what VNet we want to run this, and you see this NIC network security group. If you want to go with the basic, you can go with the basic or you can go with the advanced, and you can create one new network security group and you can define what are the traffic. Okay, I want to allow port number SSH from any network, and if I want to open another traffic, I want to open HTTP. So the source I'm going to set it to any IP address. We can define a CIDR range, or you can give any of the public IP addresses here, or you can select my IP address. It will pick your currently connected network IP address. So then we can choose service tag. So basically the service tag is uh, Azure will maintain set of public IP addresses that allocated for different services. For example, I want to whitelist all the storage service IP addresses. So we can go here and we can open that service tag. So now it is not showing any. So you know we can open that all the storage ones and all, and the service, what exactly port you want to open and what protocol that is going to, then you can define that. So for now I'll do one thing. I'm going with the basic network security group option at my VM level. So then I'm going to select delete public IP and NIC when this VM got deleted. Review plus create and click on create. The validation is completed. So now we got this VM, and this VM is as part of that resource creation, it is going to create a NSG that will apply. So this resource creation is going to take a minute or two. So manually, I want to create one network security group that I want to associate at subnet level. Right, so I'm navigated to network security groups and click on create. And I'm going to choose same resource group as my VM. Right, I'm going to give a name. For now, I'm going to allow only SSH, or you can simply give block all. For now, I'm going to open SSH. So where do you want to create? I want to create it in Central India. Then click on review and create. So now, whatever the network security group you create, by defaultly, it's not going to allow any traffic. It's going to deny all. All right, this resource creation don't take much time. It's created, and you see here, so this is how exactly a new network security group looks like. And is it associated to any subnets? Not yet. Right, so this is a, so basically if you take um, any system, we have ports ranges from 0 to 65,535, 555. So every port have allocated for different protocols. For example, if you're taking SSH port number 22, RDP port number 3389, HTTP port number 80, HTTPS 443. So MySQL, it's 3306, MSSQL 1433. So we have different, right? So what are all the ports you want to open? We can define that here. And the priority. So we can allow as well as deny. It's a state it's a stateless. So we have an option to set uh, allow as well as deny. We can take care about inbound as well as outbound rules. So the evaluation, for example, at one rule, it's allowing, on top of that another rule is there, and that is denying. So how the rule evaluation is going to happen? So the lowest rule number will have highest priority. So currently I have not opened any SSH port here. The port 22 is not actually opened. Okay, I'll keep it open, and I'm going to use it after a minute or two. All right, now our VM got created. We got a public IP address. And if you go to networking, you see that here, so one network security group got created, and that is allowing SSH. So this is a instance level. So now technically at this VM level, so the port 22 is now opened. So the port 22 is opened at instance level. Currently, we have not defined any network security group at subnet level. So whatever the traffic coming from outside world, directly it will come to our VM network security group. It will verify whether port number 22 is opened or not, and we can get connected to it. So let's quickly test it. I'm going to um, navigate to my keypads folder, and I'm going to take SSH. I have this. I copied the public IP address, given that here, and you can see I'm able to get connected to this Azure VM without any difficulty. You can see that dev NSG test is a name I have given for that VM, and here it's a, like, we are working as Azure user. All right, so the SSH is working fine. So now I'm going to add newly created network security group to the subnet level, and we will see, without opening 22 here, can we get connected to this VM or not? That is what I'm going to verify now. So let's navigate to the new NSG you have created. Navigate to subnets, click on associate. So then go and select to what virtual network you want to. So dev VNet is my network. Let me double check that. You see that dev VNet is this VMs, and it is created in data subnet. So go and select the data subnet, then click on OK. If you want to add to another subnet also, you can. So one NSG can be added to multiple subnets also. And if you want to add, you can go and you can select that, and we have web subnet. We can select that, we can click on OK. So both subnets is now added with this newly created network security group. If you observe inbound rules, port number 22 is not opened. Now let me, right, so the connection is now closed. So let's try to get connected to the same VM. Now technically what we did, we have implemented this. Okay, we have implemented this, but the problem is we have not opened. The port 22 is not opened at subnet level NSG. So let's grab this NIC public IP address. I can easily copy from here, right? So then I'm going to take SSH -I, the PEM file. I'm giving the public IP address here, click on enter. Now it's trying to connect, and it's failed. Earlier, whenever we run this command, we are able to get connected to it. But now it's trying to connect, and it's going to fail. So the reason, the traffic is coming from, whatever the traffic is coming from outside world, so the traffic is blocked here itself. I'm going to grab an existing symbol, right? So the traffic itself is blocking here. The traffic is not even reaching our VM. Okay, so now if we want to allow this traffic, so you open port 22 at your subnet level NSG, navigate to inbound rules, click on add. So then source you can give any, or from specific IP address, or from service tag, as I told you. If you want to allow traffic from a particular storage, for example, so you really don't want to maintain Azure storage account public IP addresses, right? So in that scenario, simply you can go and select storage, so that public IP addresses will open automatically. That is one advantage with that service tag. You don't need to maintain the service public IP addresses. I'm going with any for now. Source port range, if you want to give any, you can give that, and here we have an advantage. You can give comma. I want to open from 100 to 200, I can give that. And destination, I'm going to set it to any. And service, I want to open SSH, that is nothing but port number 22. I'm going to allow, and the rule priority I'm going to give 100. So then click on add. So now a rule with rule number 100, that is opening 22 at subnet level. So if this take an effect, so then we should able to get connected to this now. So I'm going to execute same command, click on enter. Seems it's not taken effect yet. So we just need to wait for a minute or two. So then we can test this. Right, just navigate here. Sometimes it happens. You just need to wait for a minute or two So then you can try to get connected to it again, and then it works. So the lowest rule is this 100, so definitely it's going to take effect, and we already added to the required subnets, right? Okay, it should work. Okay, SSH-I, given the key pair. Right, you can see now we have just given some time to take that effect. It's uh, most of the times it will take effect within a minute, but this time it took a bit longer. And you see, now we got connected. We're working, and even you can see that. So diagrammatically, so now as we have opened port 22 here, so then this network security group is allowing from subnet level, then at instance level also it's open, then the traffic is reaching. And even vice versa, if you want to send any outbound traffic also, so it should be open here as well as here, then only it goes. All right, so the similar concept we have in AWS, that is a instance level security group and subnet level network ACL. I hope I have delivered as per your expectations. Thanks for watching this video, guys. See you again.